Hi everyone, welcome to our part 4. Now, in the previous parts, we have covered the whole trigonometry chapter. We studied trigonometry, its basic definition, its basic formulation and its basic identities. Now, based on everything that we have learned previously, we'll look into some of the previous year's questions that have come in our CBSE exams. Now remember, all these questions are application based. Okay, nothing will be asked directly from the formulae. You will be asked to apply these formulas and solve the question. So let's look into the video lecture and solve some of the questions. Hi, based on the topics that we have just studied, let's look at some of the questions that have previously come in our CBSE exams. Okay, now let's look at our first question. Our first question here says that you need to find the value of x for sine 2x is equals to 1, where my x shall lie from 0 to 90 degree. Now in this question, you basically have to find the value of x in terms of the angles. Alright, so it is given to me that sine 2x is equals to 1. Now, for which value of sine do we get the answer as 1? Okay, we know that our sine 90 degree is equals to 1, right? So, in place of this 1, I can write it is equal to sine 90 degree, right? So, if I compare both the left hand side and the right hand side, I'll get sine 2x is equal to sine 90 degree, right? So these will cancel. Okay, they don't cancel directly. It is basically what happens is this becomes 2x is equals to sine inverse of sine 90 degree. So this will eliminate both of them. So I will be left with 2x is equal to 90 degree. That gives me that my x shall be equal to 45 degree. So this is the solution to this question. Alright, this is a very simple question, straightforward, direct application based. Okay, formula based you can say, but you need to basically apply this. Alright, now moving on to the next question. In the next question I have, if cos x is equal to 1 by 2 and sin y is equal to 1 by 2, then I need to find the value of x plus y. Now this question is the next level of the previous question. Alright, so in this case I need to know what are the values of cos x for which I get half and sin y for which I get half. Now as per the table of values that we have, we know that sine 30 degree is equal to 1 by 2, right? And similarly I know that my cos 60 degree is equal to 1 by 2, right? So in this case I can get that my x shall be equal to 60 degree and my y shall be equal to 30 degrees, right? So my x plus y is equal to 90 degree. So that is the solution for our second question. Alright, let's look at the third question. Our third question here is an interesting one. Now it is given that sine A is equals to sine A dash. Then I need to find the value of B dash C dash. Now first of all, what is sine? Let's say some angle. Over here I have A. My sine A is perpendicular by hypotenuse, right? So in this case I will have, it will be AC, sorry not AC, my perpendicular is BC by AC, right? And my sine A dash will be equal to B dash C dash by A dash C dash, right? Now it is given to us that sine A is equal to sine A dash. So I can write that BC by AC is equal to B dash C dash by A dash C dash, right? Now if I look at the figure, I know the values of these three parts. So I only need to calculate the value of this part. If I do so, I get that my BC is 2, AC is 5, into AC if I take, that is 20, is equal to my B dash C dash. I solve this and I get that my B dash C dash is equal to 8 units. So this will be my answer for this question. Simple, a little different, but a very straightforward question. Now let's move on to our next part. The fourth question here says that sine A plus B is equals to 1, which is equal to cos A minus B. Again, nothing but the concept remains the same, only the variation in the question. Okay, same technique we will apply as we did in the first two questions. Over here I know that my sine A plus B is equal to sine 90 degree and my cos A minus B is equal to cos 0 degree. So from this I can say that A plus B is equal to 90 degree and A minus B is equal to 0 degree, right? So if I solve this question, I will get that my A is equal to 45 degree, and from this equation number 2 I can say that my A is equal to B, which is equal to 45 degree, right? From here it becomes a linear equation of two variable example, and we solve this simultaneously and we get this answer. So this is our fourth question solution. So over here this shall be my answer. Alright, now in question number 5, what do we have? We have that in this part we have to prove that our LHS is equal to RHS, different from all the previous questions that we have solved. Okay, so in this part I see that my left hand side is sine theta by 1 minus cos theta, which is equal to cosec theta plus cot theta. Now we'll start with our left hand side. Okay, so our left hand side says sine theta by 1 minus cos theta. Now I need to equate it with the right hand side. Now in questions like this it is very important to understand the approach. Okay, I know that I have to get to this place, right? Now to do that I have two terms over here. Now I cannot convert these terms in two terms until and unless I have at least two parts in the numerator. So to do that, what we'll do is we'll rationalize the denominator. Rationalizing the denominator will give me this. In the denominator I have 1 minus cos square theta, A minus B, A plus B form, right? And the numerator becomes sine theta plus sine theta cos theta, right? Now I know that this is sine square theta, right? From the first identity we know this, and the numerator is as it is. Alright, so now in the numerator I have got my two terms, right? So now I will split the two terms. So it will become sine theta by sine square theta plus sine theta cos theta by sine square theta. Solve this and I get 1 by sine theta plus cos theta by sine theta, which is equal to cosec theta plus cot theta, and that is equal to my RHS. So that is how we prove these kind of questions. Alright. So that is all in this lecture. Stay tuned for more videos. Hi everyone. Now while going through the lecture, if you have any queries, you can post it on our website. First of all, you'll have to go to askIITians.com, and in this over here you'll find Ask a Question category. When you go to this page, you will have Ask Experts. In this you select your category of question and post it over here. You can also post an attachment if you have any, or else press get answer, put in your email ID and other details and post it. So that was all our questions that have previously come in the CBSE exam. Now these 5 are selected based on the variation that trigonometry progresses. So based on these, you get to understand how the CBSE asks you questions. Now in all these questions you must have seen that nothing is asked directly. You are not directly asked what sine theta is equals to, right? You are asked how to apply those formulas to solve a particular question. Okay guys, so that was all in our trigonometric segment. Stay tuned with Ask IITians for more videos. Thank you.